do have to follow a specific format for the government.
No, I understand. I just want to make sure, because it might be something that, you know, the residents, the people of Ward 6, maybe think the wording is a little off and it doesn't accommodate the residents of Ward 6. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. So I'm saying if I get it out a week ahead,
yeah,
you'll have the opportunity to get back to any one of us, preferably to me, since I'm going to be doing the little type of meeting. I'm happy to listen to see what you have to say.
But I'm confused, so what do you mean by the residents? This is concerning, if this is concerning the commissioners?
This is the first meeting I've ever been to, so I'm not sure if everything goes. So I'm just asking questions. And you said it'll be out within 7 days.
We are transparent, so we would be able to provide you. You can make suggestions. Truth of the matter is, we can accept your suggestion or not. Okay? No, I don't mean we won't. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. So we're all in agreement on doing the bylaws. And I'm sorry, honey. What is your name?
Farrah Carter.
Farrah.
Farrah.
F-A-R-A-E.
F-A-R-R-H. Carter, C-R-T-O.
Okay. You got that? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okey doke. Next we have announcements. Anybody other than Naomi, who always has something?
Oh, of course.
Naomi, go ahead.
I'm adding another Charles Allen appearance. This Thursday, Councilmember Allen will be doing a town hall for the ward on budget priorities. We've been having lots of hearings, oversights on what the mayor proposes in a budget. And so the way this works, the council listens to the public, other advocates for particular things, and then they make certain changes to the mayor's budget. So next week is what's called a markup, where the committees meet, having heard all of this, looking at the mayor's budget, and staying within the dollar amounts, figures out what might be shifted around, what priorities might be changed. And so the council member would like to have an opportunity to tell you what he thinks is important in that budget, what his priorities are. Most of you can guess what they are for the most part: affordable housing, the schools, some middle school issues across the ward, some elementary school issues. There are a few other things. And so his input from you will help gauge how he votes next week when the markups are there. The chairman of each committee sort of, has the final word, but the members on the committee negotiate, push, and pull. And then the chairman as a whole makes the final changes. So people shouldn't neglect talking to the chairman either. And so this is at 1100 4th Street Southwest. You get on the subway right here and get off the Waterside Mall. You're right there where the meeting is. It's next to the Safeway that's at that subway stop. So it's 6:30 to 8:30, and we welcome all of you to come out with your ideas, with your sense of urgency about anything that you are aware of in the budget that you think needs to be redirected in some fashion. So with that, I hope to see you all. That's 1100 4th Street at the DCRA building. You might want to tell them something while you're there.
Hang on one second. Can I just ask, is there anyone here represent from Andrew Klein's office?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure somebody was here. Yes, ma'am.
This coming Thursday?
Yes, the 7th, May the 7th, this coming Thursday.
Just want to bring your attention to the fact that the weekend of the 15th, 16th, and 17th of this month, the African American Civil War Museum is hosting a 3-day sesquicentennial event. As you know, I'm the local Ward 6 playwright, and I want to thank my council members over there who has helped in terms of funding. I was commissioned to write 3 plays for the event that will kick off on the 16th, on the 15th and 16th, and they'll continue over until September. But in the meantime, in addition to the plays that will be presented. The event will take place at the Garrison School Grounds, and they will be the reenactment tents. So we have people coming in, soldiers coming in to do the reenactment for the Civil War from all around the country. So this is a huge event. On the 17th, which is Sunday, they will have a march down Pennsylvania Avenue, a reenactment. So that for 3 days, the Garrison School Grounds will be set up as they were during the Civil War, with tents, with reenactors, with events, all types of activities for young people and adults. So please pay attention. I'm sure you'll be hearing, I heard some things on the news recently, but this is the African American Civil War Museum, and it's a really, really wonderful event. Again, I want to thank my council member who, through Naomi, we have been able to raise the funds pretty much that we need, but we may be a tidbit short, and I will come to my ANC. The funds just cover the cost of, we have partnered with Duke Ellington School of the Arts and with local Ward 6 group project, which are at the recreation center, these young people, and they are the performers of the plays. So we're very proud of what we're doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We do have one more item. Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to give a quick announcement about the Mount Vernon Triangle Farm Stand opening on Saturday, May 16th. As Eric before mentioned, there's going to be a big Spring Fest event, and hopefully strawberries will be in season. So come out for opening day. The market goes from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. every Saturday.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes, good evening, Commissioners, Chair. I just wanted to introduce myself. I don't have any announcements. I just wanted to let the community know who I am and why I'm here. My name is Frank Maduro, and I am the Ward 6 Liaison, or MOCR, Mayor's Office of Community Relations and Services. I'm just here just to listen to the community and understand what the concerns are. If you have any issues or concerns, please let me know and I'll be glad to help you. Thank you. And my contact information is Frank, Maduro, M-A-D-U-R-O, @dc.gov. And my phone number is 202-538-0313. Thank you so much.
Frank, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
And this might be a joint question for the commission. Are there signs that we can get from the city, DPW, and maybe we can do this amongst ourselves, scoop your poop signs that we can have available to the entire community? Is that something that we can receive from the city? We've talked about it amongst ourselves a few months back, but I think there's a need for those signs.
I brought you a couple of samples a few months back, but they have some larger ones now that are more noticeable.
Okay.
And that's DOE, the environment.
Department, and that's another thing. I usually attend, we have a core team meeting that meets on every Tuesday, and that was one of the questions that someone from DOE brought up.
Okay.
And they just communicated to us that they ran out of funding
Okay.
for those poop signs. But I can definitely put you in contact with someone there to see if we could, locate some funding.
And I mentioned it just for consistency's sake throughout the entire ward, so we don't have random signs. But I do think it's needed and make them available to the community, whether we do it amongst ourselves, amongst the commission, or if the city does it already, then we don't have to reinvent
Until the
the wheel.
budget meeting.
Also, we can check with the CID because they provided signs for all of Mount Vernon Triangle. They're just very small.
Yeah, I've seen
but
green and
they're-
white sign, poop sign.
No, they're just white with black lettering, and they only stand maybe this high with the
Okay.
ground. And they are putting big dispensers in different places as well,
Okay.
so that
But,
we're okay.
Yeah, I'll do that to ask and loop you in so we
Okay.
can all get in the conversation.
Okay.
And I could dig up the correspondence, I think it was about a year and a half, maybe almost 2 years ago, that the commission passed a resolution which was submitted to the then DDOT director requesting that the signage be placed throughout our jurisdiction. Of course, it's number 12.
Okay, so if you would dig it out, I will go down and create havoc.
So I had one announcement, and this is early because we'll be meeting before this event, but on June 11th at 7 o'clock at 8th and P Street Northwest, there'll be an unveiling ceremony for Symphony in DC Major. That's the piece of public art that's going to span the 6 niches on the north side of the 700 block of P Street Northwest. That's where City Market at O is. Actually, that wall's the back of the giant food store. But that's the artwork that the DC Commission on the Arts and Humanities provided a grant to support. And the sculptor that created the Ellington statue by the Howard Theater is in the process of finalizing the preparation of that work that will be installed there. And there will be live music and all kinds of excitement associated with that unveiling. So just
What
save the
time
date.
did you say that
At
starts?
7 p.m. on June the 11th.
For what, 11?
I'm sorry?
Tell them about what, 11, 10?
About an hour.
Oh,
Yeah.
So they'll be there on time?
Yeah, it's
I
7
promise we're
p.m.
gonna get, I do. In fact, we're gonna get to you right now. This is a public space issue, and it's for an outdoor cafe. And I know it's not called Baked and Wired, it's got another name, right?
Actually, we don't have another name
Yeah.
yet, but it's going to be another name.
Okay, so those of you who are familiar with Baked and Wired up in Georgetown, this is another shop that they will be opening. It's at the Lyric, it's in my single-member district. I provided you with the drawings, and if you will look, my hesitation is if you look at the yellow highlighted area, that's usually a walkway. People do not walk on where it says curb area, sidewalk, nobody, and on both sides of the street, there is an area that extends in the middle of the 8-foot wide, I don't want to call it a sidewalk because I don't exactly know, but that needs to be, there's a few tables that need to be situated, and so that there is a walk-through. And I told Andrew I was going to slap your hands. We didn't get any of this until today. You've known about your establishment coming in for a long time. You should have been in touch with us. And, you know, you're lucky I'm in a good mood and there's forgiveness in my heart.
Oh, I apologize for not coming here before everybody to explain what we're doing and how we're doing it. It's completely my fault. I should have moved on it quickly, or quicker than I am coming here, today, not even being on the agenda. But we're really interested in being in this community and being part of it. I know we haven't had a good start by not showing up here before, but that's the type of thing that we try to do in Georgetown, is be involved with the community and be part of the neighborhood. And that's what we're hoping to do, here. So I apologize for not being here before.
Okay, so just, you can start by telling everybody, who you are,
Okay.
where you're going to be, what you're going to have, when you're opening.
Well, my name is Tony Velasquez. I'm co-owner with my wife of Baked and Wired. We've been in business for 14 years. We waited 14 years to open a second store, and this would be it. We came to this neighborhood looking at spaces about a year or so ago, and we just fell in love with it, and we decided to pursue it. Baked and Wired has its own sort of identity, and it's tied in with Georgetown, and it's tied in with the cupcakes, and it's tied in with what we do with that special location. But we wanted to have something different here. So it's just like Baked and Wired, but different. And one of the things that's going to be different is that we're going to have bread that we're going to bake on site. We're going to have a light fare that will be revolving around the bread. So we'll have 4 or 5 sandwiches. Those will be paired with bread that will sort of designed for those sandwiches. We're gonna have sweets, not like we have in Georgetown, but, you know, sort of different sweets that fit better with what we're trying to do. And we're gonna have coffee. What we are gonna have is a lot of space to lounge, to hang out. We feel like it's something that this area probably would like to have. So there's a lot of seating inside, all kinds of seating, lounge seating. And we see our role in this whole process is offering a little bit of happiness to the community with what we offer. We have a good track record in Georgetown of offering excellent food, good coffee, great service, and we're hoping to bring the same thing over here.
What's your location?
Here, 440K,
In the Lyric,
In the
where
Lyric.
bicycle space is coming to be.
right next door at Bicycle Space.
Yeah. I mean, we're delighted to have your shop coming in. Tonight, we're talking about your outdoor cafe. And y'all got an email from me today saying the way you had it set up this afternoon,
No good.
no good. So I don't have an extra copy. Can I just let them see?
I've got extras if you'd like. If anybody else would like a copy as well of the
Do
layout.
you want what the problem is?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously we got your email today. You know, our position is that there's a space that DDOT has allocated, a sidewalk that's right along the curb there, and there's 8 feet there. And you know, we understand your
But nobody
position.
walks there.
Well, that's
And
sort
that's
of-
on both sides of the street. We have, all the restaurants have agreed to have a walkway in the middle, and we've had no issues with any of the other businesses on both sides of the street. Very honestly, there is no safety where that curb line is. And very honestly, it just doesn't fly for me, but
So Mark, before there was clearly no building there, right? This is all new. People could walk wherever they want, and now there's stuff. And so now people have to walk where there's a sidewalk. I mean,
no, because La Homage and Busboys and
well, most places has the
Mandu.
patio. There's
No, well, all right. What, Mandu?
Mandu has just those tiny things.
But the walkway is nearer to the building. It is not curved to the street.
But I don't think, I'm just, if you want to compare, the difference is, it seems, with these two large planter business here. So I don't see, as long as there's a sidewalk provided, and there are clearly worse sidewalk cafes in the city that practically you're thrown into the street practically as you walk by. I don't see how, you know, there it is,
Well,
there's a sidewalk.
in going with all the other restaurant establishments, there is a walkway, the way I've laid it out on this.
The interior walkway?
Yes, closer to the building than to the street.
But there's no, if you're comparing it to Mandu, there is no building, sidewalk, seating sidewalk.
Yes,
There is
there is.
another sidewalk here. There is a sidewalk.
This exists on both sides of the street.
I guess more specifically, Marge, and I'm absolutely with you on this. On this side of the street, which is the south side of the street, west, the other establishments on the block that have already gone through the public space process,
Have agreed.
is this where the walkway is specified?
Yes.
So that their seating is proposed to be, you know, flush with
It's
the
it's
building,
either flush with the
or the
building
other side of the
or the
walkway?
other side of the walkway, yes. And we approved La Homage last month, exactly the same.
But Mandu doesn't have the sector space.
Yes.
But that's on the north side of the street.
The tables are in that extra space.
So this is the south side of the street. and
Yeah.
All of the other establishments have carved out that walkway, which is parallel to where everybody's walking on the north side of that block. Then our position should be that we do not support any seating in that area.
I think in
Totally
this, I think
It is different.
in this, it only affects what looks to me to be 3 tables.
No, where you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, that's seats, I'm looking at the seats. So you got
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4 tables, four 24-inch low tables.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how much space you want to create there, it could have a drastic effect on the number of tables and number of seats that can be put outside. And I think given the type of establishment, the type of feel that the, Mr. Velasquez is looking for, it's important to have outdoor seating. Now, we're not saying that we're not, willing to talk about how much space there could be there, but at the same time, I tend to agree
We
with
would
the other-
never approve 86 seats. I can tell,
Oh, it's
I'm
not
very
86.
unlikely.
It's 46 in the current plan.
I thought,
That's the maximum seats allowed. I mean, we're proposing 46. It's 42 plus 488 accessible seats.
okay, and all I'm asking you to do basically is just rearrange your table design for your 46 spots so that there is some sort of a walkway closer to the building, because as that last lot is finished, on the corner where the parking lot is now, that is going to extend all the way to the 4th Street. And it already does extend up to 5th Street in the same fashion. So we'd like to see the same kind of walking space on both sides of the street in the same fashion.
It's not the same.
I understand what you're saying. What we have right now is we have about just under 4 feet of space on this interior walkway, as we'll call it. But then there's also there's 8 feet on the sidewalk. So we're talking about 12 feet total, and we think that's pretty reasonable. And I don't know what the other establishments on that side of the street have, because to my knowledge, none of them are set up out there yet. But
But we're telling you what we
Totally
approved
different.
for the other establishments, so.
But it's
by-
different.
By your measurements, you've got 7 feet 2 inches from these existing planters to a line that you've drawn here.
I did the yellow.
Yeah, but
And I'm saying it doesn't have to be this wide,
Well, I
per
think,
se.
I think it should be 8 feet.
but I think that that's not infringing on his outdoor cafe.
Oh,
He
it
can
will,
move-
it will impact
It will,
the
but
number
he
of
can
seats, but-
move his tables, he could put more tables here in between the planters, or even extend down, as far down as he can to what he's calling the sidewalk. But as it stands right now, I can't support.
And
Yeah. So
I
and
think-
the other issue is this concrete planter that they've got smack dab where the walkway would be, that has to go.
Sure, no,
I
we
think that's
understand that.
understood.
Yeah, that's understood. I
I
mean,
realize that's temporary to block off the parking lot,
Yes.
but we have to tell you it has to go, because
Sure.
when the parking lot is no longer, and there's another building there, you won't be able to have that
Sure.
planter there.
Oh,
If we allow them to put it in.
Right.
well, I came here tonight to listen and to hear everything you have to say. So I understand exactly what you're talking about. I'll go back to my wife, who's my partner on this, and we'll discuss it. And hopefully we'll come back.
When do you have to present this to the city?
Well, we're not currently on the public space agenda for this month. Andrew has spoken to, I think Mr. Marcoux at Public Space, and they had said they're considering putting it on late for this month. It is not on as of right now. I think it's partially dependent on how the meeting went tonight. I would like some more clarification on what kind of space you're looking for, details-wise, how many feet you think is necessary in this interior walkway in addition to the 8-foot sidewalk.
I don't understand we're having this conversation, because there is a clear sidewalk given for pedestrians. And it'd be a concern if you guys were going towards the curb and all this kind of, they're not, Marge.
They have to walk, if you use this,
So walk around. Why can't you walk on that sidewalk?
Well, it's also
Yeah,
related
it's
to
too-
the
it's too
design.
traffic. Yeah.
This is not, Marge, they have this sidewalk, you're walking, here I am, and I'm gonna go have
and you have
my
to walk
bread.
around lamp posts, and you have to walk around all sorts of stuff.
Have you
Yeah.
seen,
I mean,
have
the
you
deed-
seen 7th Street?
The DDOT design for K
The
Street very
streetscape.
clearly delineates, an
What
additional
should be.
walking space between the planters and the buildings. And that's fully in
But
place
that
on the
seems like
north side of the
20.
street. So the expectation is that that would also be the case on the south side of the street. So that's why
I think
the objection.
Fine.
So, and just in case the Public Space Committee decides to take it up this month, I think we need to take action to oppose it.
So what I would say to that is, obviously, you guys have a decision, but if you're going to make a decision to oppose it, we would request that you include in that opposition a recommendation for, if you take this step, then we agree that we will not oppose. So I understand what, your general position is, that you think there should be a second walkway there, but it would be great if we could have some specificity with how many feet we're looking for exactly.
And I would say it should be 8 feet from the southernmost edge of the planters in front of one.
The only thing I would say to that is, we've got 7.2 there now. If we go 8 feet, we're gonna have to take out the ADA accessible tables that we have there. Given that there's already 8 feet on the top end,
There's plenty of space.
I certainly believe there'd be plenty of space there.
Do any other commissioners have, yes?
But not, that's the front door. It's, where's the,
It's right now, his patio space is actually hidden from the street.
It's not, that doesn't exist, yeah.
none of this exists right now. So there's, you go free falling down there, but now we have things happening. So you have to change your mind and walk on what's gonna be the sidewalk.
The planners are there already.
Yeah, the planters are there already, but there's no tables or none of this. So of course I could go whatever I'm doing down here, but now I'm like, oh, look, there's tables, I'm gonna walk on the sidewalk. I don't know why we're having this discussion.
We're having the discussion
Because the streetscape of K Street is already formed. This is the last of restaurant-type businesses that will be going in right now. Everyone
But you're
else,
comparing it directly to Manju is what I'm saying.
no, I'm not, I'm comparing it to every other restaurant on both sides of K
So
Street.
that would be Manju, who has outdoor seating. You can't say Busway because they're completely different. They have their own.
Mandu, Taylor, what's gonna be the new Ray's Hellsburger, what was Kushi is gonna be the Italian restaurant. Then you cross over to the same side as these guys, and La Hommage, the French bistro, which we approved last month with this same configuration, and these guys. And whenever it happens, when the cloakroom refinishes and does its thing, there will be a restaurant who will also be having an outdoor cafe, is my guess. But it will also have to conform to all the other sites on the street.
Agree?
So, Kevin, comments, anything?
The sidewalk should be there to allow passage through. So, I agree with you that in its current form is not acceptable.
Okay. So, it's in my single-member district, so I am going to make a motion that we do not accept the current configuration for the outdoor cafe, and that at 440 K Street.
And that we recommend.
And that they relook at that one little,
You need to be specific and say what.
okay, I'm sorry, I don't have enough. I will give you the one that we marked up, I marked up, so that you see that you would have some tables closer to your door and some tables on the other side, but there has to be a walkway in between that coincides with the walkways for all the other establishments. Now, are you also doing in front of where bicycle space is going to be?
Oh, no, just in front of our space. Which would be what's shown on the left side. That's the demising partition, but interior demising partition between the bicycle space and us. I don't know what they're doing outside, the bicycle space,
Well, I mean,
yeah. But
they
we're
have never
not
done anything
infringing in their
Yeah,
side.
okay.
So Marge, I would offer a friendly amendment, and that's to
Sure.
specify that an area 8 feet wide, stretching from the east to the west, boundaries of the proposed patio area and immediately at the southern end of the existing planters at ground level, be kept clear as a walkway, and that the concrete planter currently located at the east end of that area be removed. And then we refer this recommendation to the Director of DDOT and to the Public Space Committee. And
Okay.
I'll second it, if you're accepting mine.
I would accept your comments.
So, Mark, let me ask, so if I go out tonight and I look at Taylor and Menju, the only two ones that are existing out there currently, I'm not talking about busboys, I will see this sidewalk, table, sidewalk thing.
Yes,
Yes, it will.
that's how it's set up. Okay. Any other discussion about any other? Now, let me ask you one other question. The new law, ABC law, are you going to be mixing booze in your cupcake stuff and doing all that? So that
We don't do that now, so.
That's just
Yeah.
a question,
Yeah.
because you would have to come back anyway, I guess.
They'd have to get a separate license.
A separate adver license on that. Okay, just asking, because I just got that stuff in the mail today.
Yes, it's brand new.
We don't put booze in our baked stuff. So. Is that what you're referring to, the
Yeah, there's a
liquor
new
and the?
law that says
Yeah.
you can, but you have to
Yeah.
have a special license
Sure,
to do it.
sure.
So that is not your plan at the moment?
It's not our plan, we currently don't do that.
Okay.
If we were ever to do it, we'd come back here.
So is this going to be an APRA establishment?
Yes.
Okay. It's not just coffee?
Correct. It is not just coffee.
So when you open, when did you say, in May?
Well, we're not sure because we're still building, so
You're
late
still building
May, June sometime. We don't have to have an ABRA license to open because it's just an accessory for us. We're not a bar, we have no intentions of being a bar. We'll have 2-3 beers and a couple of cocktails, but
Okay.
our intent is not to be a
But you don't have
bar
an
or.
application for ABRA yet?
No, it's already been applied for.